My name is Muhammad Hanif Dalari, as you all know, and my channel name on YouTube is Classic Hanif. So in this journey, I'll be taking you on a course with a simple HTML design. We are going to design a web page. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive right in. Hello guys. So today we are going to create a basic HTML programs, which is a basic foundation program for creating a website. Think of HTML as a building block, or let's say the skeleton system in building a website. Then other technologies like CSS and JavaScript, we'll look into that later. But for this video, we are going to look at the basic HTML and how it works and all that. So without wasting much time, let's dive right in. So here I'm on my desktop, as you can see. So for us to start, we have to create a folder. So let me right click, new folder. So let's name this folder HTML project. And for us to work on the HTML codes, we need a text editor or an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. For me, I will be using Visual Studio, and there are other IDEs like Sublime Text and so on and so forth. You can even create your HTML project using Notepad. Preferably, I personally will use Visual Studio because it will make your work much easier. So for you to, if you don't have the Visual Studio, you can download it on Google or any other browser. So for me, I have it installed on my PC. So I will hit the Windows key, Visual Studio application. Yes. So this is how it looks like, and okay, it's already on our HTML project. If you want to open a particular folder that is in your file explorer, you'll simply hit my file, go to open folder, and you can navigate. In our own situation, it's on desktop, and this is the folder we created, HTML project. So we'll select the folder and it will open. So now we are going to create a file that we are going to work on. So here's the icon for a new file, and here new folder, and so on and so forth. So hit on the file and create an index. You can name it anything, but preferably we name it index dot. And here is the file extension, because any type of file has its own type of extension. For video it is MP4, MP3, for text it's TXT or docs, and for this HTML the file extension is HTML. So as you can see, the icon even changed. So it is index.html. You can name the index anything you like, any name, but the extension has to be .html. So hit enter, and here we are. So let's create the basic structure of how HTML program looks like. So firstly, we are going to open a tag. Let's say doc type, which is HTML. So this we are specifying that the type of document we are using is HTML from the name doc type. So open HTML tag. As you can see, one of the reasons I said I prefer using Visual Studio Code, because when you are typing, because in HTML there must be opening and closing tag. Mostly all of the tags have opening and closing. So as you open the tag, and Visual Studio Code will automatically close it for you, which is awesome and makes work more easier. So let's do this. So this is where the contents of the HTML, everything will be inside these tags between the opening and the closing. So after HTML, then there is head. Inside head, we have the title. And so later on I will explain what title is, but for now let me just write, let's say, my product. So then obviously if there is a head, there is a body, right? So body. So all the content of the web page will be inside the body, while the head, or let me just run it, and you can run it with an extension called Live Server, and you can download any extension from here, which is here on the extension icon. So here all the extension I have already installed. So Live Server, instead of running it manually like Control Shift R, Control Shift D, so you can simply right click and open Live Server, which will open directly to your web browser, and you'll see how the page looks like. Yes. Sorry for this background. Oh, yes. So, as you can see, my project as the title, right, is here. On the topmost layer, which is the title of our page, while all the content of the page will be here in the white black. So let's try and create something, and let's see. In HTML we have tags which are headers from ranging from H1 to H6, and H1 is the biggest, going sequentially down to H6. So let's see how it looks like. Header 1. So as you can see, as I'm typing, here's the output in our browser, which is awesome. So after H1, there's H2. And H2 is not as big as H1. There, as you can see, then we have H3. Make our work much easier, let me just copy and paste. It's 5. Four, 5, 6. So here, ladies and gentlemen, that's our header. So it's ranging from H1 to H6. Sorry, forgot. sorry about that. 5, 6. Nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, uh, the header one from header 1 to header 6, it was decreasing, and I think the H4 is as equal as the paragraph tag. The size is the same as paragraph tag. So let me just try and put the paragraph tag in between to show you. Let's say header 4, right? As you can see, the size is the same. It's just like the headers are headers, obviously, so they are bold. They are bolded. So this is our header, and let's say the white background is getting a bit boring, right? You can even change the background using an attribute. An attribute is an instance of an element. All this inside the tags, the HTML, the head, the title, and all this, they are all called elements in HTML. So, and um, an element can have an attribute. So, for changing the background color in our browser, we use what is called as BG color, which is short for background color. So it's not visible. For changing the theme or color theme of your Visual Studio, you can hit Control KT. Control KT. Yeah, sorry. I think I turned that and change. I think this is much preferable. Don't remember control. Don't forget, sorry, Control KT to change the theme of the Visual Studio. So BG color, let's give it something awesome. Let's say sky blue. As you can see, the background of our web page has changed to sky blue. It's awesome. So we have seen header and how it looks like. So let's see something known as the table. Let's see how it is. So for you to create a table in HTML, you open the table tag. After I open the table tag, for the main row, for the first row in your table, you can give it something as TR, which stands for T row. So inside this TR, which is our first row, we give TH, which is the table header. Since the first rows are mostly the header in a table, so T head. First one, let's impute like a student information, like name, gender, for the table to make more sense, we can even give a border. So as to make it more visualistic and realistic as a table. So let's give it a border. We can give it 1 or 2, 3, depending. So So you see, as you increase the thickness of the table increases. So let's just leave it at 2. So gender, name, gender, uh, let's see, um, let's give it a, let's see, or contact info, contact. So this is for the first row. So going up to the next row, so obviously this won't be header again, it will be TD, which stands for table data. First one, name, let's give it Hanif. Gender, male. Contact info. Remember guys, this is just a demo. It's not married contact. For the third row, let's change the name. Say Amina. It's a female. Contact. Yeah guys, as you can see, I've created a table. Simple, isn't it? So let's move to our next challenge. As you can see, programming is very easy. It's just that as you understand the basic concept and you try to build more on it, you understand more behind it. But assuming I just show you this, you might be confused. But as we go through it, even though I'm going a bit fast, but at least you understand what I'm trying to say. So here we started for creating a table, guys. For creating a table, we have the table tag open, then the TR for the first row, and obviously the first row contains the header, which is the TH table headers, which is name, gender, and contacts. Then the second row, TR, which has a tag TD, obviously, which is table data. And we imputed Hanif, gender, name, and contact info. Then the second one, Amina, which is female, and her contact info. So there guys, we have just created a table. So let's move on to our next program. So we have learned how table headers work, and we have just created table. So for our next program, we are going to create a basic form, which we know is for imputing, for signing up or logging in as a member of a particular site or web application. So let's just create a basic form. So for creating a basic form, we use what is known as the form tag. The form tag. So inside this form tag, let's say this form consists of the first name of the user, maybe for signing up, the first name, the last name. Let's say an option if it's a male or female, and a submit button. So to create that, let's start with that input tag. type text. Value Muhammad. Sorry, I forgot to put a text. Let's say level. So label is nothing, as the name suggests, it's a label for labeling each text. I mean each input element. So the first one, obviously, first name, and we have another tag which is the BR. BR is a tag that breaks a line. As you can see, now the first name and the input tag are all in one line. For us to break it to another line, go to BR tag. BR tag doesn't have a closing, just open. So as you can see, the input box shift to the next line. So let's copy this. See, one thing about copy and paste is usability. Just copy and paste and edit what you want. First name, last name. So you see, let me just give a link right here. Add as much as you want to make it look neat. So we have the first input tag and the second input tag, and I give it the value of Muhammad and Ladi by default. So just a demo, you know, some web pages have a demo. If you want to put like an email, you can see a demo of EJ at or something. So here I just put a value as Muhammad, but you can relate it and put your profile code. So we have created an input for the first name, the last name, and and this specify that the input type, the attribute, that the input type is a text. Obviously, is a text. So let's have an input tag. So for the let's put input type remember to make it more. So, as the name suggests, this is a text and this is a radio button which you can check whether you are male or female, and you can leave one in check. Maybe let's just leave this by default as checked. So checked. So by default this is checked already. So now if you refresh, still the same thing. Okay. If you want, you can leave the female as checked. As you can see, by default you can change it. So now ladies and gentlemen, we have just created a form, and let's give it a submit button, because obviously if you put your details you need to submit it. Yeah. Input, type, submit. Value, sign up. So after inputting your details, something like this, choose a female. So obviously we need to sign it up. So we just created a basic static web page of our login. So see you guys in the next video.